We back, man. You already know.
Yeah, I'm a Raider, Oakland Raider. From the Bay to LA to Las Vegas. I'm a player, a boss player. If you with me, pop your collar, shake them haters. I'm a Raider, Oakland Raider. From the Bay to LA to Las Vegas. I'm a player, a boss player. If you with me, pop your collar, shake them haters.
I'm from the city of Sac, rapping silver and black. Word of honcho, give me the strap. The realest is back. Stupid chop with some silly attached. Eye for an eye, fuck it man, give me a patch. I'm a Raider, Oakland, LA, Vegas, Jalen, Kenyon, Jacobs, Regis. Man, bruh, dog, we litty. The shine with the speed, Edwards with the 50-50. Yeah, this that I silver and black field. Abram in the box, I'm Merrick in the backfield.
I went old school on y'all right there, man.
So one old school on that ass, but it's still the same.
You already know, man. Shout out to everybody here rocking in the building. I see Hard Dog, Jonathan Terrence, 30, Ben Carr, Jesus, 7608, Yo-Yo. What is good, man? Son of River. I got my bros in the building, Hammer's House, and my brother Wasted Talent. How y'all doing, man?
I'm terrible, man. How are you?
I'm still trying to bounce back and regroup from this crazy trip that we took up to see y'all motherfuckers. Yeah, man. I'm still trying to get it together, man. Didn't get into Dallas till about 4 or 5 in the morning. Most craziest travel day I've ever had in my life. But we here, man. So, ain't nothing like talking some Raider football with my bros. I ain't gonna hold you. Wasted hit me up and was like, yeah, it's time to get back on your shit. So he low-key forced me out tonight, and we here.
Listen, to be honest with you, bro, I called up the airline. I said, listen, man, could y'all do me a favor? I was like, this is Graphk hater. I said, could y'all make this man's travel the worst it could possibly be? I said, listen, spare no expense, charge my credit card, fuck his trip up. For all the New York slander. Thank you very much.
It definitely worked too. It definitely worked. And New York's food is very overrated. Shout out to everybody here in the building.
You enjoy that goatee, though.
But hey, we got a lot of things to unpack today, you guys. For those who don't know, living under a rock, Jonathan Hankins was traded to the Dallas Cowboys with a 7th rounder for a 6th next year. So I believe we got a 6th next year, and they got Jonathan Hankins and a 7th from 2024, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah, bro, it's a little peculiar to me, man. It really is, man, because listen, man, it looks like if you see the way that they do business, they're clearing space for something that is about to happen. Now, they're not clearing cap space, they're probably clearing roster space.
Yes.
Now, who they're going to bring in, I don't know. I heard some rumblings of Jack Conklin.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that too. Definitely going to talk about that.
But let me tell you something, man. It better be somebody on the fucking defensive end of the football.
Yeah.
Because all of this, the young guys, all that shit, no. It better be somebody established. I'm sorry. I don't mean to steal anybody's thunder, man.
No, but let's be real here, though, man. Hankins literally had barely any playing time. Andrew Billings has been pretty much our best defender against the run. We got Neil Farrell out there finally, getting some burn. I think that they like what they see from the young guy. I mean, look, you can save. There you go, Thick Frame Nation. We can save 1.1 million letting trade Jonathan Hankins. I'm with that, man, because at the end of the day, bro, he's over 30. He's not the same guy he once was. Look, I didn't even think he was going to make the roster. I know y'all remember that. I was like, I don't think Jonathan Hankins is going to make the roster.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And for him at this point in his career, he's going to a stout, dominant defense in Dallas. I don't even know how much burn he's going to get over there. There have been letting dudes run ragged on them as of late. So they could use Jonathan Hankins, but I don't know how useful he's going to be down here in Dallas. I don't really know.
He'll be a rotational piece for them. Realistically, and look, we did have
shout out to Wade.
Now we have $10.8 million in cap space, but
yes.
Again, something's brewing. Something's brewing. And I can't even imagine what at this point in time, but we better not hear come next Tuesday that fucking Nelson Aguilar got traded to the fucking Raiders.
I think that was smoke, little bro. To be real with you, Hondo dropped that Jack Conklin bomb. I seen him drop that that whatever you want to call article he dropped or whatnot. That makes sense. But to be real with you, I kind of like how this O-line is looking right now. I know we can get better in pass pro though. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? But Josh Jacobs is running ragged right now. All like they are doing what they're supposed to do in the run game. You know what I mean? I get that, we still have a rookie out there outside of Jermaine Illuminor at right tackle. You may want somebody to come in and help. I don't know how much Jack Conklin has really left. I know he's kind of been battling it out on that right side with Cleveland. They got a bunch of other guys. They actually drafted a young guy from Cincinnati, I believe, as well. In the draft this season. Well, what you seeing right now, bro?
Fucking Cody.
What Brady Cody said?
Here he goes again. Damn, ruined Too Short. Added Suge Knight to their podcast.
Damn, yo, why the fuck is Buzz Lightyear gotta come in here and taking shots every fucking week, man?
Oh shit.
Yo, listen, why don't you go back to infinity and beyond? No.
I just watched part 2 too. That shit was crazy.
Shout out to Mitchell Renz, the stunt double, y'all.
Thanks. Shout out to Brandon McDaniels and Zeke. Better get Max some help and get DT by trade, or I'm going to be pissed for free agency. Yeah, aren't we last in the league in sacks right now?
Are we last?
I believe we're dead last.
God damn, man.
Look, man, there's not a whole lot of DT help out there. Like, I keep hearing, well, we're clearing space for Sue. And I'm like, dude, they don't need to clear space for Sue.
No.
That doesn't make any sense.
Y'all. Get that out of your head already.
But even if he does, like, we're not really clearing space for him at this point. Like, you're already more than a quarter into the season. He's not going to get the $9 million, $10 million that he was demanding in the offseason. At this point, you don't really need to clear anything. You have enough money to bring him in if you want. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I mean, I just don't know what you're getting with him at this point. I actually like, man, going younger. I want to see what Neil Farrell can do. I finally want to see what the fuck Matthew Butler can bring to the table as well. You know what I'm saying? Bilal, Nichols has been kind of just choppy at best at this point. You know what I mean? I thought he was going to be a really, really great addition to this team. Maybe we go out and we give up a third for Daron Payne. I don't know. I don't know if the Commanders are ready to just say, you know what, let's just do it. But they're coming off a big win this past Sunday, and they may want to just keep things rolling. I don't know. I know people said Jonathan Allen. I don't know if the Commanders are willing to let him go. But there are some names out there. We need some help in the secondary.
Derek Brown.
Yeah.
I'll take either one of those guys right now. We should have Fletcher Cox here last year anyways.
We need a safety. Outside of Harmon, Abram and Merrick have shit the bed.
Facts.
Like, we need someone back there that can help Daron Harmon. Like, for real. Like, look, I like the corner room. I like Rocky Sin. I think Anthony Aver had a terrible, terrible game Sunday, but I think he'll bounce back. He hasn't played yet this year. You know what I mean? You should expect that from Anthony Aver, especially jumping into a new system. Amik looked really good in the nickel, really good. In absence of Nate Hobbs, I couldn't really ask too much more of Amik. And, Yasin looked pretty good out there. But Anthony Aver got to get his shit together. We're going to need another corner. At this point, look at William Jackson. Look at another safety. We need some help on the back end of this defense because it looks bad. Yeah, dead last. Total of 8. Max has 6. Shout out to Brandon. I appreciate you, brother.
So now at this point, the Jesse Bates rumors that were at the beginning of the season, do they seem so far-fetched now? Would you take a flyer on Jesse Bates for a second-round pick?
They won't be. I don't think they will because I think Cincinnati's in their bag now. That momentum is going, and I don't see them getting rid of their star defender. When they could potentially go on a run and get back to the Super Bowl. But I don't know. I mean, look, if it's possible, definitely, because at this point, I don't know who Merrick is. You know what I mean? I really don't. Like I'm hoping that he gets it together, but he looked really, really bad against a suspect offense already that the Houston Texans have. You know what I mean? And Abram continues to just look like shit in coverage. Look, man, we need some help on the back end, bro. I don't know who's out there. Who do you guys got? Let us know. There's Marcus Peters out there, RJ Rader says. But that's a lot of money.
No. And Marcus Peters, man, is a boomer bust kind of a situation, man. He gets burned a lot.
Yeah.
He gets burned a lot, man. I'm definitely good on Marcus Peters at this point in his career.
But he's owed like $15 million this year. Like it's too expensive.
I'm
too
good.
expensive. But if we do go get that defensive tackle that we've all been talking about for the past 4 months, that helps the back end of the defense. You know what I mean? If we can go get a real stout defensive tackle that could put some pressure on the quarterback, then we don't really have to worry too much. I'm very shocked that Deron Harmon is our best safety on this roster. Like, that's insane to me. Pick 6, another pick earlier on in the season. The closer has been everything and more advertisement-wise. Like, what the hell is going on? I don't think we're going to be able to get rid of Abram at the trade deadline. I don't think anyone takes a chance on him at this point. Yeah, why would you? I mean, he's been looking bad, man. There's no reason. There's no reason for it. Yeah, you could, John. I like that. You can potentially switch Devon Diablo back to safety where he played in college. I don't know what that'll look like.
Then now you have a worse John Abrams.
Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense. A less athletic Jonathan Abrams doesn't make any sense. People are talking about going to get Greedy Williams. Then now, Greedy Williams is a corner. So, all right, we go out and get Greedy Williams. You get another corner who can't tackle. You get a less explosive Anthony Avery. That's what you get with Greedy Williams.
Yeah,
guys, the answers that we're looking for probably aren't out there right now, unless you go out there and you give up premium draft capital for guys that are disgruntled and or a team that's having a fire sale, like J.C. Horn. Right. The problem with that is that if you go and you propose something like that to a team like the Carolina Panthers are having a fire sale, but they're in the football business too. So if you're going to go out there and pry some of their assets away from them, because they're, you can rebuild in the National Football League like this. All you got to do is make a move here or there, draft very well. You could be right back in it in a year if you do the right things and make the right moves. So for you to get a J.C. Horn away from them, you got to give up premium draft capital.
Well, look at this right now thus far. And this is definitely going to change at some point. There's more comp picks that we could potentially get on the way. Right now, this is what our 2023 draft capital looks like. First rounder, second rounder, third rounder, 2 fourths. There's a projected comp for Marcus Mariota because he looks pretty good out there in Atlanta right now. 2 fifths, that's 1 from Atlanta. 2 sixths, 1 of those 6 is projected comp from Quentin Jefferson. We let him walk in free agency. He went to Seattle. And 3 sevenths. 3 sevens, but one of those Arizonas can possibly turn into a 6. And one of those 7s is a projected comp from Nicholas Morrow. We let him go to Chicago. And then there's even more picks that can come from Brandon Facyson and Jones. So there's a lot of moving parts right now, you guys. At this point, if we really go on a run, let's say what do we have until it's November 1st is the deadline. We have one more game up to that point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or 2?
Yeah.
Is it one more?
Next Tuesday is the deadline.
Okay, so if you get a clear-cut victory in New Orleans, we go down there and we dog walk these guys, right? At this point, I'm willing to part with some of this draft capital to keep this thing going.
Yeah, but to get something that's going to move the needle, you got to. When I talk about premium draft capital, I'm talking about first, second, third. I'm not talking about all of these.
Oh no! I know.
Misfit.
Yes.
So like, bro, we're not at that position now. Say for instance, we would have beaten Arizona. Say for instance, we would have beaten Tennessee. Say for instance, we'd have beaten Kansas City, and then we're still having certain issues, and we feel like, hey man, you know what? We're one of the better teams in the AFC. We're going for it. Then that's one thing. That's not the situation we're in now. So we're not going to be able to get the return that we're looking for at the trade deadline unless someone else, like say for instance, the Philadelphia Eagles is feeling like, you know what? There's a player on our roster that we need, and you have a player that on our roster that you want, and we can make something happen here, i.e. Fletcher Cox. And say, for instance, they're like, we need an explosive player like Darren Waller. Let's make that happen.
I also like what Scout said, though, because the NFL trade deadline is totally different than a lot of these other sports, right? In baseball, you go get somebody at the deadline, you can push them right into the starting lineup. They're good to go. The NFL, man, a lot of these guys want to go out and get guys they're familiar with, because if you're in the middle of a push, right, you're trying to get these wins, stack these wins up to get back in the winning column and get back to a potential playoff push. You want some guys that can jump in from the gates. But mind you, I would trust to have Fletcher Cox because he's a veteran. You know what I mean? He knows how to play football. At this point, that's someone you can bring in. He'll probably just be able to go in at any point. Deron Payne, great 3-4 defensive tackle. I think Graham will play him to his strengths, but you want some guys that's going to come in and be familiar already with the system. Alexander, I would love to bring in Conklin as well. I think he would definitely help the pass pro, you know what I'm saying, aspect of things. I like our young guys though. I don't like Jermaine Illumina on the right side at all, but to be really real with you, but I like Mumford. I do. I think he needs to get better, but he's a rookie. He's a 7th rounder. It is what it is, but it depends on what Cleveland asks for Jack Conklin. They can't really get anything less than a late rounder because they already have a slew of other right tackles over there at Cleveland. They're good to go. But I digress. What I was saying was, is there any players out there right now in terms of that's played under Josh McDaniels or, you know, Zeeg, former Patriots, former other guys that play on other teams that we can look at? Because that is something, man. You can't just go get a football player and just throw him into the fire and assume that they're going to fit with what we got going on. I mean, how do y'all feel about that?
There's not a lot of guys that are floating around there that I think is going to help this football team. Like a lot of those former Patriot guys are kind of they're kind of boutique players. They fit what the Patriots did at that particular time. They fit that scheme for that particular year, and then they go other places and they shit the bed and they're not playing well. And they're lost on rosters all over the National Football League. So I don't want any of those guys, right? Jack Conklin is a guy that you can kind of bring in, and he would fit what we do here. He's a good offensive lineman. He's a good offensive lineman, and we can get him for a 6th-round pick, no problem. You know, me bringing up the Fletcher Cox caveat, for us, that makes sense this year and maybe next year because there's a 2-pronged approach to this. I feel like, and I know a lot of people will poo-poo this, I feel like Foster Moreau.
This motherfucker said poo-poo.
Yo, I feel like what Darren Waller brings to the table for this team right now is kind of null and void by what Mac Hollins has brought to us. Mac Hollins has been that big body red zone target that's actually holding on to the ball.
That's what he was supposed to do when he came here. And I screamed that shit from the mountaintops.
He's
Like
holding
that was his
on
job.
to the football.
I have to agree with you, big bro, but I also have to disagree with you because could you imagine? We're already struggling on the defensive side of the ball. We can't get to the quarterback. The secondary's been looking like shit as of late. They've showed up, you know, here and there and got it done in big spots. The Deron Harmon pick 6, the Meek return. Like there's been big plays on the defensive side of the ball that we haven't seen in recent years. But if we're going to win games this year, I've said this before, all the money's on the offensive side of the ball. If we have a Darren Waller back to who Darren Waller is, the guy that we've seen in 2019, 2020?
2019.
This offense, no one can stop that. So I completely understand. But if we do let Darren Waller go, if we trade him, we need an impactful defender immediately. Someone that's going to jump off the stat sheet day one. You know what I mean? Like we can't afford to get rid of someone with talent like Darren Waller for just a corner that's potentially cornerback 2 or DT 2. We need someone that's going to be impactful because we know when Darren Waller's playing his best football, he's one of the best tight ends in the league.
Well, how long ago was that? And
I agree with you on that.
It was 3 years ago, and that's the problem now. That is the problem now. Like I was thinking about this earlier today. We gave him this bag when he missed majority of last year with a knee injury, a back injury, this, that, and the third, and you gave this man a fucking extension for what? He hasn't been on the fucking field.
Yo, well, and then you bring in a guy like Fletcher Cox, right? Who every year that's chalk every year. If he's playing, you know what you're getting. And you know on this football team, even though he's old, you know right immediately he's the best defensive tackle you have in the fucking locker room.
There's no way in hell I'm trading Darren Waller for
not just Fletcher Cox though, bro. Fletcher Cox, a pick, and you get the fucking salary going forward off your books. Yeah. So now when it's time to play ball and bring in and re-up and bring in some talent on the defensive end of the ball, you can. And now, because Fletcher Cox's contract will be gone, now you're even Steven and you can start fresh. That's the thing. So, because we always talk about how you're going to improve this team going forward. You locked up all of that money. Now you got all these guys you got to pay. You got to pay Josh Jacobs. You got to pay this guy. I'd much rather jettison Darren Waller and make sure Josh Jacobs is solvent going forward than having that fucking contract on here.
Oh, no. I definitely agree with you at this point, because I think that this new regime realized they fucked up. And I was arguing with someone about this the other day. I forgot who it was. No one said that Josh Jacobs needs to go per se. We said, when you go get Amir Abdullah and Brandon Bolden in free agency, and then you go get draft 3 running backs, one a UDFA, the writing is damn near on the wall at that point. Ain't nobody saying just let Josh walk. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you could, at that point, if you can get a comp pick for him, to be real with you at that point, like, bro, let's just be real. Josh he was always battling with injuries. Right now, the way he's playing is insane. Like, he's
like fucking Titan Atlas carrying the Raiders.
Yes, and at this point,
fucking team.
I definitely agree with you. If you can get Waller's, lump sum of cash off the books and keep Josh, I'm here for it. I'm definitely here for it. I just don't see what is the franchise next year for Josh, like 12 million?
Yeah, 12.4, 12.6.
Fucking make him the Kirk Cousins of running backs. Keep him here. Just keep fucking franchising him. But he better be here. Now with fucking Darren Waller is like, we talk about this all weekend. This motherfucker don't block. He don't play. He don't hold on to the ball in the red zone. So what the fuck are we doing here?
All right, so let's do this. Let's not make this show about Darren Waller, because we'll go on a tirade all damn day. Shout out to Dirty. CJ Henderson for third. What y'all thought? Shout out to my boy Dirty. I think that's too much draft capital for CJ Henderson. I'm gonna be real. I don't think he's lived up to the hype thus far in his young career. What, you guys got any stats on CJ? Former Florida Gator. I don't think he's really lived up to the hype out there.
Yeah, for third, no way.
I maybe give up one of those fourths, maybe one of those fifths. Definitely. Yeah, but a third, nah. Shout out to Dirty. But I see what you want.
21 tackles, 4 assist tackles.
Yeah, it's not enough. Definitely would give up a later round pick though for him and take a flyer on him. He's still young, still in a rookie contract, I believe. Definitely would take a flyer on him. Shout out to Brandon once again. Only give up late picks unless you think he helps you. There you go. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Shout out to Tombstone. Think we should chill on Merrick right now. He's playing hurt. You can see it. I mean, look, we haven't heard anything about that though, Tombstone. Like, if he is hurt, okay, then make it make sense. Let the nation know that. But until then, he just looks like he's not playing good football. But he'll be good when he's fully healthy. I want to know more about, maybe Tombstone, you know something that we don't know, King, because I haven't heard anything about
the fact he's been dealing with the hip, or was dealing with the hip. That's what put him out for 2 weeks.
Yeah, but I mean, he returned after that hip injury, so I don't know if he's still battling. I mean, those hip injuries do linger, though, Tombstone. You might be right. Here go Hammer with that crazy shit. Yeah. You might be right, though. That hip could be lingering a little bit, though. But at the end of the day,
sit your ass down then.
So he can sit down. So Wasted can kill him like Darren Waller.
No. See, there's a difference here. He made the attempt. We see what it is. Fine. See, with Darren Waller, the reason why I'm killing Darren Waller is there's a few things, bro. Like, first of all, you walking around like a pussy whipped bitch, going to a fucking game instead of being at the game of your fucking profession, right? This motherfucker done turned into a basketball wife.
Here we go.
I can't let that go. Like, yo, Josh Jacobs is out there fucking playing in a Hall of Fame game, and he's a fucking Pro Bowler, bro. Yeah. Your punk ass ain't played for fucking 2 years. And you at a fucking WNBA game, bitch? You making rap records and shit? Motherfucker, where the fuck do you get off?
Wasted with the energy. Talk.
Music fucking sucks.
Shit.
Yeah, your music sucks, man. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Bring your ass in here and play, bro. I'm sorry, go ahead, man.
No. Let's do this real quick. I'm going to get these supers real quick. We're going to definitely keep talking that shit. Shout out to Brandon. To get to the playoffs this year, no 1, 2, or 3 round picks. I agree. Keep them. Unless you can go get, one like Deron Payne from the Commanders for a third. I'm doing that for a third all day. You know what I'm saying? Or shit, I give up a third and a fourth for William Jackson and Deron Payne if possible. Give me both of them. Hey, shout out to Lewis. You can plug and play when it comes to the trenches.
Look, man, I don't give a fuck if Mark Davis co-signed that. Look, the way I move as a professional at my job, don't nobody tell me how my morals as a man and how I move. I move the way I move because I was raised a certain way and I have a certain level of professional pride. I don't give a fuck about that shit. I'm not going to somebody and being like, yo, well, you know, can I get off because my wife has a knitting contest? The fuck out of here, bro. I go to work because I know I'm supposed to be there because I'm a fucking man and I got a responsibility to me as a man and my family. Fuck all that shit, bro.
Yeah. Now, I hear you, bro. I hear you. Shout the pastor. I definitely love this because this is facts. There's a lot of oversight in this conversation, in my opinion. The reason I say that is based off of Josh's injury history and inconsistencies. I want to see where he's at the end of the season. Yes, if he continues this trend upwards and continues to ball out like he does, there's no way you can allow Josh Jacobs to walk in free agency. There's just no way. No way at all.
Here's the thing. You're talking about Josh's injury history. Look at fucking Waller's injury history, and we just gave this motherfucker an extension. Yeah, and still isn't on the field for us right now.
But you know one thing that's different about Josh this year, though, you can see it in his body language. The one thing we complain about Darren Waller, he just looks like he doesn't want to be there. Josh is over there thanking his offensive line. I'm taking y'all out to dinner. Like, he's smiling, he's excited. He's actually having fun playing football right now. You know what I mean? And let's just be real. I've never seen Darren be that hyped up on he's never. I don't think he really is that kind of guy, to be honest with you. I don't think he's one of them just flamboyant. I don't think he's one of them dudes. I think he's just
unfazed.
Yeah,
he's unfazed by rhythm too. Offbeat rap, bullshit, speaking spell rhymes. The fuck out of here with that shit, man. That's that rap.
He's scrub. I'll say this. If Waller can get healthy and get back out there playing, I will take Tim Duncan of the tight end position all day, every day. I don't need him to be out there happy, smiling. I don't give a shit where he is emotionally, as long as you can play football. And the thing is, Darren, this is what we're going to say, because I know a lot of these players watched a lot of this shit that we do online. We just want you to play football, man. That's it. Get back on the field and catch the goddamn ball. That's it. I don't even, at this point, I won't even complain about your body language. I won't even complain about your girl. I won't complain about the Aces game. Just get out there and score fucking touchdowns and get back to being that hungry tight end that had everything to prove and everything to gain. That's it. Because right now it looks like in your head, it's just like, I made it. I'm cool. I made it. Especially with all this guaranteed money now. Oh, shit. I made it. Wasted. Oh, okay.
Oh, shit.
Hey, man, I just wanted to ask you something, man. Hey, Graphk, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to come here and, just insert myself into this show, man.
Pause.
Hey, man, I just want to know something, man. Does anybody else think it's funny that the Las Vegas team with women on it, it's called the Las Vegas Aces?
Fucking stupid, bro.
The Las Vegas Aces? Man, come on, man. I can't be the only one to think that that's funny, man.
They got a player with the last name Plum, too. That doesn't help the cause very much.
Kelsey Plum, man. She's got a fucking nice fucking plum, man. I fucking saw that thing. I said, hey, had a boy, fucking Darren, man. That's had a fucking boy, man. I glazed that fucking plum any day.
She got a plum on her.
I fucking glazed that plum any day, man.
Fucking stupid, bro. Knock on wood if you are with him.
And now I got water all over the fucking.
So, hey, let me ask you guys this. So there's there's rumors about the Jack Conklin situation. Conklin. Big pause. Jack Conklin. You know what? I'm done with this fucking show, bro. Yeah, motherfucker. Paul. Jack Conklin.
That's my new porn name. That's my new porn name. That's my new porn name. That's it. My new porn name is Jack Conklin.
Jack Conklin. Holy shit.
Oh my God. That's my new porn name. That's it. That's it.
Oh my God, bro. Now, what? Damn it! And you know what was going to come out of my mouth after that was terrible. No, because I was going to be like, so what would you give up for? Like, what are you giving up for Jack Conklin? If you can get a potential starting right tackle before the trade deadline, what are you giving up?
What's his current what's his contract looking like right now? Like what
last year on his deal? Last year on his deal.
How much?
I think it'll charge. I think what is it? 3 million, 3.3 for us, some shit like that.
$3 million a year, like for the less than that, because we're at what, week 8 right now.
Yeah, so that's like what's that? Is it 1.3 or some shit like that?
Something like that. I would trade like a third is not even
bro.
Like
fuck, not trade like a 6 for him.
Like a 6
because that contract to them, we're there. This is a guy that's just sitting there rotting away. Yeah, no, man, you're doing the Browns a favor by taking Jack Conklin from them.
We would inherit 3.1 million.
We got 10.8 right now in cap space.
That ain't shit. You get a starting right tackle at that point.
Yeah, go for it. I would do it, man. I would do it. But the problem is, if you inherit Jack Conklin, that would be a problem. You don't want that guy running around your locker room. You don't know what that would do with team chemistry.
Oh my God! Holy shit! Yeah, that was definitely a historical fuck up on my end right there, bro.
I need to go find a towel so I can clean this floor up, man.
Oh shit! Damn, Hammer, pause again, bro.
Listen, guys, listen. I'm just letting y'all know. Probably around December, we are having the Mount Shiermore Pause Awards. We're going to edit all the pause-worthy moments. It is going to be a momentous occasion.
I just won the whole shit with this whole shit. Alexander says 3.15 or something. I give up a fourth. He's a top right tackle. I'll give up a fourth for him all day.
But if I'm taking on $3.1 million,
I wouldn't say a top right tackle though, but I would definitely say
maybe a 5th or a 6th, but nothing in the first 4 rounds, man. No way.
Hey, I like this. Do we attack the Colts right now, man? You know, Matty Ice is about to be sitting for the rest of the year. I'm just saying, bro, that they coming in with, was it Ellinger at quarterback?
Like Ellinger from Texas.
I'm saying,
Brinson Buckner is not available, bro. But if he is, fuck yeah.
The Colts are not having a fire sale. Let's not do that.
They're tanking to get a quarterback because the rest of their roster is dope. They're not getting rid of Brinson Buckner, bro.
But DeForest Buckner, if you can get him for,
I just said Brinson Buckner. I just aged myself. That motherfucker's
I know what you meant.
Now.
You were talking about an old linebacker coach,
bro. He's a coach,
defensive line coach.
Yo, Coach Buck was our now. Brinson, Jesus Christ! I'm old. Damn, not Brinson Buckner, but DeForest.
Yo, Rob,
first y'all want Cox and now Conklin.
Shout out to the resident meathead.
Fuck you, Dubzilla.
No, I don't think they get rid of Buckner. He's a generational talent. He's one of those type of guys you keep on the roster. I'm just saying, if they are doing what Waston said, right? If they are trying to tank to go get a real quarterback, which I don't see. They already won 3 games this year. I don't see you getting rid of those kind of guys. You know, the Shaquills, you know what I mean? The Buckners, you keep them. I don't think you get rid of those guys, and you keep your O-line intact. Because if you are going to go get, but maybe they want to use one of those, maybe they can get a first rounder for Buckner and package up those 2 firsts and go up and get one. You never know. I mean, look, you never. It's worth a shot making a call. I mean, but I don't know if they would.
I'm not trying to see another year of us. Granted, we got the elite of receivers in Devontae trading our first and our second, but I'm not trying to see that movie again this coming draft.
He said Cox plus Conklin equals pain.
That's hilarious.
So, who's some realistic trade partners at this point? And mind you, guys, we talked about Jonathan Hankins. There really ain't nothing to talk about. To be real, I'm shocked we got a 6th for him. I'm gonna be totally real with you.
I thought we would have got a half-eaten sandwich.
Yeah, well, for real. I mean, we gave them a 7th, but what 7ths really pan out like that? You know what I mean? I'm here for it. And you get off that contract. That's cool with me. Shout out.
Yeah.
Send the Giants a 4th this year and a 6th next year for Dexter Lawrence. What? You know this system and Graham. That would be a sneaky pickup if they budge. That's a lot of draft capital for Dexter Lawrence, though, bro.
Dexter Lawrence is a stud.
Wait. What? Is that the DT from Clemson?
Yeah, they're not getting him.
No, yeah.
No, stop that shit, bro.
Yeah, I definitely don't see that. But Hawk, if they would take a 4th and a 6th, the Giants are 6-1 right now. I don't think they're going to make too many changes right now.
The fucking anchor of their whole defense, bro. No way.
They're trying to get better, not worse. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Wipe them feet, hit them thumbs up. If you're not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. Also, if you guys are not following my brother's Wasted Talent, Raider Nation Unlimited on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Also, go follow my brother Hammer's House on YouTube at Hammer's House. You already know what time it is. Oh, also, go to Oaklosvegas.com, you guys, for the merch. I'm putting up hoodies tonight. Once the live is over, there you go. Shout out to my brother wearing the straight out of. I'm actually working on that hoodie right now as we speak. So I'll be dropping some hoodies right after the live, you guys. So go to Oaklosvegas.com and check them out. I was going to do some champion ones, but I'm about to charge too much because they charging an arm and a leg. I might have to go a little cheap.
$58 hoodies and shit.
Bro, I'm at to charge like $60, $65 just to make a couple dollars. It's crazy, man. Let me see. I want a corner. Hold on. Definitely next draft, all defense, first 3 picks. Well, Trainer, the thing is this, man. I would love that, but if you still don't have that right tackle, I mean, I don't know if Mumford is going to be that guy moving forward. You may have to get a tackle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And if people are talking about Leonard Williams' contract is an albatross.
Yeah,
you definitely can't trade for Leonard Williams. I would love for Leonard Williams to be a Raider. They'd have to restructure the fuck out of his deal. He's one of the highest paid defensive players in football. He might be like the 3rd or 4th highest paid defense. I forget. He had a record-setting deal before Aaron Donald got his money, right? Michael Brockers is still a guy that, was out there floating around, but Michael Brockers has probably played his best football. He's up there in age. He's not a guy you really want to go out there and invest any draft capital to get, right? So, I mean, at this point, man, the answers are not at the deadline for us unless we give a premium draft capital. And we're not at a position where we are one player away from us making a run.
No, I think Zeke wants to keep that draft capital. I think that he's excited to go into next year knowing he has a full draft and then some. I mean, we potentially could have 12 plus draft picks in next year's draft. That's correct. That's a full deck of cards that you're working with right there. You know what I mean? And a bunch of rookie contracts. So just in case, the way he set up all these contracts, Derek Carr's, Waller's, everybody's, you can escape them shits and get out of them and get a lot of that money back. So I trust Zeke, man. I think Zeke is going to do his due diligence, trade deadline, but make sure that he's not giving up too much draft capital. You know what I mean? Because I know he wants that full draft. I seen somebody else say Bradley Chubb. That's not going to happen. Jeremy,
not.
They would never trade him in the same division unless you gave up the farm. And he's not really. He had 12 sacks, I believe, his rookie year. Pro Bowl year hasn't had one since. He has 5.5 sacks this year, though. Don't get me wrong. But until then, I think the second year he had 1. I think he had next to the 12 in his rookie year. I think the most he had was 7.5, somewhere around there. So it's not really worth it, man. It's not. You know what I mean? Shout out to Hawk. Here's a few guys I can think of trading for: Payne, Matt Leonidas. Who's that? You said Puna Ford. Who is that?
Puna Matata? What?
Puna? Did he just do the wasted poo? Puna. Sidney Jones. That was my guy.
He did the docs, the cock.
All right, motherfucker. Sidney Jones, my former corner from Washington. I was a huge fan of him, and he really kind of came into the league and didn't really live up to the hype. Those are some names I could see realistic trades on the defense. Shout out to Hawk. I mean, definitely. Daron Payne is pretty much at this point my number one guy. We need that defensive tackle. He's young. You know what I mean? I think they picked up the 5th year. This is his last year on his deal, right?
Well, who is that? Puna?
Puna. I don't know who that is.
No, you're talking about Daron Payne's deal.
Yeah, Daron. He picked up. They picked up his 5th year option. So I'm thinking that this is his last year on his deal. Who was Puna for? Why that name sound familiar?
Puna plays for Seattle. Okay. Give me one second.
Daron Payne signed a 4-year, $14 million contract with the Skins, including an $8 million signing bonus in 2022. He will earn a base salary of $8.5 million, carrying a cap hit of $8.5 million in dead money. So this is a crazy thing. I know that Jonathan Allen and Daron Payne, didn't they have beef? And one of them had to go.
And now they're cool.
Now they're cool, which is weird.
Well, they said they were cool right when it happened, actually, right after it. But
I'm looking at Puna's stats right now. He came in the league. He's been with Seattle his whole career since 2018. 162 combined tackles, 69 assisted, 5.5 sacks for his career.
Oh, shit. Might be a sneaky grab.
I'm not seeing where he was drafted. It's only showing the high school he went to.
Look, the Commanders are not going to be able to pay for all those defenders, man. You got Jonathan Allen, you got Deron Payne, you got fucking Chase, and you got Sweat.
You got Sweat.
Yeah, like it's going to be difficult. Shout out to G-Town. I'm thinking about it, man. I don't know, man. The money I spent in New York, I am broke. I'm actually happy I still have a roof over my head right now. So I don't know, man. New Orleans sounded a little spooky for me. I initially was going to go, but now I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, and not for nothing, man. Yo, bro, we old. But let's just get that out the way, man. Look, we haven't really broached that subject, yo. What I realized was, and this has nothing to do with football. Let's just talk about the trip really, really quickly.
Let's do it.
We went out, right? The first night we were out, we were in the club. And you know, Wasted, I am a conversationalist and I am an observationist. And I realized something when we were in the club. I was the only person in this club with a gray beard. The only one. No. So I scanned around because then I looked up and I saw my brother in there and he had some gray hair in his beard. And I looked at Graphk and I said, hey, Graphk. He said, what's up? I said, bro, only motherfucker with a gray beard, dog. He was like, no, I got some gray hair too. He's like, dog, it's time to get the fuck out of here. yo, it is time to get the fuck out of here. And we left. It was ridiculous, man.
Yep. We turned around. Hammer was having a drink, one of his Mexican mules. Tiff was over there dancing her ass off with her new best friends and shit in New York. And we just got the fuck up out of there. This is facts. Factory outlet.
It was ridiculous, bro. Like, and I'm sitting there and then like the people are talking. I'm just looking and because a lot of times I don't go to shit like that anymore. But I'm like, reaching back 20 years ago. Okay, I know shit. This is here. So go here, go there. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on right here? What am I doing here, bro? Like, yo, I'm really old enough to be these kids' dad.
Yeah.
That I wouldn't even go and try to like dance with a chick because they'd be like, oh my God. What the fuck? Get off of me. My father. Fuck. I'm like, yo.
All I'm gonna say is I'm gonna spend more time in the New York area. Next time I'm coming up to Jersey, though, I'm gonna stay with y'all. I'm coming to Jersey for a week or two. I'm keeping my old ass out of the city. I'm not built for that shit. That built different shit. We take that literal. We are literally built different. We're not built for any of that shit. You know what I mean? It's just too much. Yesterday, being on the flight, bro, I got home. I've had a fucking attitude all day, like just because of traveling all day. Like one of them old guys get aggy and shit for no reason. You know what I mean? Like my kids came in, Daddy. I'm like,
great googly moogly.
Yeah, go outside and play basketball, motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but hey, I had a ball out there with my brothers, man. Shout out to Willie, Casino, Ziegler, and De Niro, McDaniels, Joe Pesci. Damn, bro. Shout out to Willie, my guy. Let me see. I'm gonna break down the New Orleans game as well, you guys. I'm back to doing the coffee and convos. You know what I mean? I'll be doing one tomorrow around 1:00 Eastern time. And then I'm gonna break. It's still really the middle of the week though. Really ain't no rush. I kind of want to see what the injury reports and shit look like. I know they're trying to get Marshawn Lattimore back. I know Olave was already back, right? I know he was dealing with those concussions and some other shit. I know they're trying to get Michael Thomas back with the whole foot shit. But how are you guys? Let's talk about that real quick. I mean, we'll just kind of skim through it a little bit. How are you guys feeling about going into New Orleans playing this Sunday? Their offense has been, pretty good, putting up some points. Their defense has been shit. You know what I mean? And if we can go out there, and I don't want to have a shootout with New Orleans. I really don't. I feel like we should go in there and be able to whoop these guys' ass. But do you trust our offense more than you trust their defense?
Yes. Especially after the last couple of weeks. Look, they finally turned the shit around with this balanced offense. It's working a hell of a lot better than anybody expected, especially with what Jacobs has done the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Just keep feeding the ball in between tackles. Shit'll be there. The only thing I'm really concerned about right now is our offensive line. Our pass protection is not there. Every time that pocket collapses, This one's fucking Carr is scared as shit sometimes. That 1 3rd and 5 pass that he fucking let off, that shit was perfect, but that shit, he got sacked once last week.
I'm just in awe looking at this O-line at how great they really are in running and helping in
run game, yes.
Run. Yeah,
the run game, yes.
The run game is phenomenal, bro. Like these guys are they're opening up these gaps, and Josh is just finding them, and he's just shooting through. I'm in awe right now at how this O-line is looking right now, and how Josh, like, it's insane. This was what we needed last year. We might have been able to fucking beat Cincinnati in the damn wild card round if we really had any run game. I mean, remember the first 3 or 4 games last year? We were 4-0, 3-0, and we could not run the ball for shit. I think the only guy that had over 100 yards running was Peyton Barber. You know what I'm saying? Like, against the Dolphins.
High stakes.
Barber. Yeah.
Yes. Look, man, I'm just gonna put this out there, man. If we let the fucking Red Rocket beat us, man, I'm gonna have a fucking conniption.
Well, Winston might be back.
If we let if we let Jay Boo beat us, I'm gonna have a fucking conniption too. Because he good for at least a pick or two.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? Or 6.
It's like, what the fuck, man? Look, no excuses.
He was active last week, but they went forward with starting Dalton instead. Look, if Winston starts, I'll put it out there now. I'm looking at him to potentially throw 3 or 4 interceptions against us.
What? Shit. Why? But like, bro, I see that's the kind of shit right there. You Maloiking us, Hammer. Then that'll be the game he throws fucking 5 touchdowns.
Bro, what was the score on Sunday?
Okay, all right. Let me be quiet.
Yeah.
You got that, Hammer. You got it. You got it.
See, the secondary gives up big plays for fun nowadays. So yeah, their secondary is struggling mightily. Both Marcus Williams and CD Deuce going the name of depth. Well, now that depth is non-existent. Lattimore's banged up with his abdomen, trying to make a play for someone else. Adebo has missed games on top of being average when he's playing. Tyrann Mathieu is a shell of himself and misses tackles every game. Roby has been decent, but still gets beat at the worst times. The bright spots in the secondary are Lattimore, best in the business, Marcus May, and rookie Alante Taylor. The rest haven't been good enough. It started with letting Williams walk. He's a top 5 free safety with Ed Reed-like range in the passing game. Letting him go led to the defensive schemes changed, and that led to inferior defense. Yeah, their defense has been shit this year, man. This is a defense that's been known. This is a defense that's been known for excellence in the red zone and bending, but not breaking. Not so much anymore. They also allowed 3 red zone TDs and 4 trips against the Arizona Cardinals, and they only managed 2 sacks and 2 QB hits against Arizona. Shout out to the CanalStreetChronicles.com for all the information. But they're talking about liabilities, health. Right now, Michael Thomas, he's always dealing with the same shit: foot, ankle, toe. Anything on your foot you could think of. Michael Thomas got issues with the shit.
That's Jim Brown. That's Jim Brown, and I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Man, oh damn! Holy shit, bro. That's facts. Liability number 4: turnovers. They're worse than football right now in turnover margin. So they're throwing a lot of picks, and they're not getting a lot of pick back in return. So, and then they said also, the liability was secondary, and the number 1 thing is coaching, offensive coaching. So having a quarterback room of players with completely different intangibles. Pete has been on record insisting the playbook is essentially the same regardless of who's at quarterback. The numbers offensively have picked up over the past month, but the turnovers are still there. Drives stall out on second and long runs, and they go nowhere. More importantly, this team settles for field goals too often. It's been the same story every fucking week, and I added the fucking to it. Shout out to Ryan. Trust in the draft, man. The dynasties in this league, keep a key core and build around them. Only poverty franchises take risky shots in free agency /trades. Ryan, I gotta disagree with you. The Rams are the Super Bowl champions right now. It took them a while to get there. I agree with you. It took them a while to get there, but they did that through trades and free agency. But I agree. The Seattles, the New Englands, they drafted really well. You know what I mean? So I get it. But as of today, the Super Bowl champions gave up a lot of draft capital, and they got a ring. So, but I agree.
The Super Bowl champions are fucking mercenaries, bro. I don't think we're ever going to see that again, though. They got lucky, bro. They really did. Everything fell into place for them trade-wise, and everything gelled together. A lot of times when you do that shit, it doesn't work, man.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've seen the way they did it work ever.
Yeah.
In the National Football League. I've seen that work in baseball. That money ball approach, the way they did that shit, I've never seen that work in the NFL. Really.
That's fucking analytics at its finest, which is killing every fucking sport known to man at this point. The one person I can say that I am worried about that we're going against is going to be Taysom Hill.
Okay.
They put that motherfucker anywhere and everywhere on the fucking field, and he's still fucking making things happen.
Bro, you're not worried about Alvin Kamara?
I'm worried about Kamara as well.
I'm worried about their whole roster. Like this right here is a game.
I hope his suspension kicks in tomorrow.
Bro, I'm really worried about this game. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is a game where we're traveling. This is a game where they have a really talented roster, you know, and Jay Boo could toss that thing, like he said.
I'm more worried about Jacksonville. I'm not overlooking the Saints. I don't know why, but I have this weird feeling about being in Jacksonville next week. I think that we'll get it done in New Orleans. Look, we're on the road back-to-back weeks. At this point, I don't really, before get blowouts. I just want to win. At this point, I don't care how we get it done. We can win by half a fucking point. I don't give a shit. At this point, let's just get the W. Sneak into New Orleans, grab one, just like 2016 with the 2-point conversion with Crabtree. If we do it like that, I don't give a shit. I don't care. Whatever we got to do to get it done, get it done. Charm City said I'm worried about Seattle. They look kind of nasty. I'm gonna be real with you.
Fucking Geno Smith, man. God damn.
Bro, listen, Ike and Pale fucking broke his jaw, scrambled his brain, and now it's kind of like when you in a cartoon somebody gets hit in the head with a brick and they become a genius. Same thing. Dude. But no, I digress. I'm gonna be honest with you.
New Orleans giving up 200 points already.
I'm worried about everybody because it just seems like when we have all these stats and these metrics and these numbers for us this season, none of that shit plays out like that for us. Oh, this team is worst against the run and they're the worst against the pass. And it never fucking works out like that for us. We go into the game, oh, they're terrible. They're one of the worst running teams in football and they run for 300 yards on us. I don't give a fuck. I want us to go down there and just get a dub, man, because real shit, bro, we have zero margin for error if the season is going to continue to be a prosperous season. We need to start stacking wins. We have not won consecutive games all season. This week is the week. If we can win in consecutive games, then you can start that trend of feeling the positive feelings. But right now, yeah, I'm worried about every game, Silent. I'm worried about every game, bro, because you have to be. We have no room for error.
Until the second half, we were worried about the last game against the Texans. Let's just be real. All that we were bragging about that run defense, and Damian Pierce was having his way with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just be real. In that first half, we were screaming in Peter Dillon's. We were like, you got to be fucking kidding me. Like, this cannot be happening right now. Until that second half, where we just kind of it was like, thank God. Like, this is the team that we know can be out there every week, but it just takes too long. I don't know what it is about this team. It takes them too long to gel, man. You know what I mean? Either they're killing it in the first half and then they shit the bed in the second, or they just suck in the first and then they kill it in the second. Like, we need a full 4 quarters of football. I hope that starts against New Orleans, man. Like, we need a full 4 quarters of just top-notch football. Because if we do that, I'm telling y'all, we could really go into New Orleans and get these guys the fuck up out of there. Like, real shit. You know what I mean? But we need that game. We need that complete game. I'm worried about Jacksonville, though. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a young team. They're feisty. You know what I'm saying? I like their head coach. You know what I mean? I like Doug Peterson. And I see Trevor Lawrence getting better week in and week out. I've been watching him closely, trying to see where he is in terms of his development. I'm not really worried about Andy Dalton. I'm not worried about Jameis Winston. I think we can get these guys out the way. You know what I mean? Keep Olave in check. I think this is going to be a game where if they do get Michael Thomas back, we're definitely going to miss Nate Hobbs.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because Michael Thomas is one of those guys that'll miss 6 weeks with a foot injury and then come in and go off for 150, 2 TDs. Like, he can do that. Like, he's one of those type of guys.
They need to stay on the fucking East Coast for the next 2 weeks. Fuck that time change and everything. Let them fucking stay down there and fucking just practice at some facility down there or whatever, because that's going to be another thing with that travel on back-to-back weeks is going to fuck them up. Yeah. And to touch on Jacksonville, look, they just got rid of Brian Robinson last night since Breece Hall is out for the Jets.
You talking about not Brian Robinson? You talking about
Brian Robinson, the guy got shot.
Yeah, Brian Robinson is the starter for the Commanders. You talking about
who's the running back? Robinson.
It's Robinson, undrafted guy. They gave up a 6 for him. That's crazy.
Obviously now the Travis Etienne error is like officially in effect now for Jacksonville as well.
James Robinson.
James Robinson. My fault. Yeah. James Robinson. I'm sorry, guys. Look, I saw what he did last week, Etienne, and Jesus Christ, that's going to be a fucking another running back we're going to have to fucking worry about and do what we've been doing and fucking stopping the run at all costs.
So does this Jonathan Hankins trade affect anything moving forward these next few weeks? Against the Saints, you got Alvin Kamara. Then you got Travis the following week. Is him being traded going to do anything to this defensive side of the ball? I know he was out. I know he was out there, here and there. The past few seasons, he's not really been on the field as much. Even when he's not injured, he was a healthy scratch a week ago.
Yeah, see, I don't think so at this point.
See, I do, because you never know how the game is going to throw down as far as the health of the big guys up front. It's good to have that body that you can throw in there, especially when you have guys that haven't really been playing a lot that are rookies. Now, the fact that they're playing Neil Farrell and Matthew Butler a lot more, I feel a lot better about it. But I would like to have a guy on the roster that's a vet, because for the fact that they haven't been playing these guys, and they've been playing Billings and Bilal Nichols and all these guys, and they drafted 2 tackles, being that was a need, and they haven't felt compelled to play these guys, that kind of shows me something about how they believe in them and their knowledge of what they're doing.
I got to say this week, Cody beat me with just 3 players in. I don't want to talk about fantasy football. It was terrible, like terrible. Lamar Jackson has been shit in the bed for me these past few weeks. Let me say this. I'm worried about Kamara, not too much in the run game. I'm worried about him in the passing game. Our linebackers are terrible, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm just not a huge fan of our linebackers at all. Divine Diablo, I know he's been a tackling machine, but bro, Blake Martinez has been all over the place.
Yeah, I like Blake.
You know what I'm saying? I like how Blake has looked. Denzel Perryman is kind of a shell of who the hell he was last year. I don't really see anything with him. I'm more worried about Kamara in the passing game. Like the run game, I think we'll get him out. I think we'll keep him in check. But in the passing game, that's when he's the most effective. These linebackers, I don't think we have an answer for him. Who's gonna guard Kamara in the passing game?
Let me not.
What are you gonna do?
I would say Abram, but
nah, he's gonna eat us alive. That's the problem. He's gonna eat us alive.
We don't. Who do you? You would want to put a linebacker on him, right?
Yeah.
And
Jayon Brown. I mean, how healthy is he at this point?
Yeah, but this, like, we brought him here to be that covering linebacker, and he can't cover for shit this year. What happened?
At all. Yeah, but between him and Taysom Hill, man, those are going to be 2 challenges. But I still think, man, the way our offense looks, I just think that we're just going to go in here and score at will. Their defense has been struggling. And even if Lattimore does come back, which I don't think he does this week, he's coming back beat up. Marshawn Lattimore. I thought he was out. Wasn't he out?
We'll see what this injury report this coming week.
If he comes out, let's see. This is the thing, man. Like, the Saints are a talented football team, man.
Yeah,
they're a talented football team, and that is really, like, it's concerning, man. They have a talented roster, man. They match up well with us, man.
Yeah,
and you can't overlook this team.
No,
I'm not expecting a dog walk them. I'm expecting this to be like a hard fought game, man. This is gonna be a tough victory. It really is. I
want y'all to know that me and Hammer are going to predict this score at some point, because we definitely hit it on the head with the last one. What was your score for the Texans game?
38-21.
38-21. We won 38-20.
Yep.
I had it 40-22. So Wasted didn't even put one up because he's too cool for that kind of shit. But me and Hammer, we got to predict these games moving forward, bro. Real shit. Shout out to Ryan. Rams are a massive anomaly, bro. We need a strong foundation for 15 years of Herbert or Mahomes. I hear you, bro. I'm not saying it happens a lot. I'm just saying the Rams, kind of broke that curse last year. But I hear you, though, my brother. Real talk. Shout to Ryan. Shout to Hawk. But once again, we're playing Dennis. Dive on 3rd and 20 Allen. We know he ain't. Hey, look, we need our get back for this one regardless. You know, Dennis Allen, we need our get back. This is facts.
So as of right now, like obviously we haven't seen this week's injury report officially. It won't be out until tomorrow. But right now, we have Matthias Farley, Jayon Brown, Waller, obviously, and Jermaine Illuminor all is questionable. And for New Orleans, you have their guard Andres Pear, questionable. Peyton Turner, their DN, questionable. Adam Troutman, their tight end, questionable. Michael Thomas, same thing. And Bradley Roby is on IR.
Wasted is done. Hey, we got to get out of here after this super. Wasted is falling asleep.
Bro, I just felt it too. I was like, oh, shit.
He's pulling a Denny's right now, Hammer. Hey,
Jesus Christ!
Did it say anything about Lattimore?
He's not on the injury report right now. Let me do one quick dive on that real quick and see something.
Okay, that shit is hilarious. Motherfucker said. Shout out to C-Dale. Why does it seem that
Lattimore's up there is questionable as well?
Okay, so if he's questionable, I'm assuming Lattimore is going to come back. So we'll probably be facing one of the best DBs in the league. Shout out to C-Dale. Why does it seem that Renfro can never stay on his feet after a catch? Always seems to slide or jump for catches. And there's no need. This year, last year, need them yards after the catch. Well, there's times when he slides and gets it, and he gets back up and he's running for his life. But I'm going to be real with you, C-Dale. I'm actually comfortable with that. He's a small dude. What is he, 5'8", 5'10"? Some shit like, bro, I'm cool with him just getting the ball and going to the ground. You know what I mean?
Metamucil.
He said he needs some Metamucil.
Fuck y'all, man.
No. Wasted. Oh shit. That is hilarious. But I'm good with Renfro going down, man.
He can't get a direct hit like that. Like they be throwing the ball to that boy like he's fucking Terrell Owens and shit, bro. Like,
yeah.
You know, but be that as it may, I do need my Metamucil. I need to go to sleep.
Yeah, we're an hour in. You guys, I wanted to talk with my bros about this whole Jonathan Hankins situation, about the Jack Conklin, right tackle for the Browns, potentially coming over before the November 1st trade deadline. I will be back tomorrow, you guys, to do a coffee and convo. I know Hammer probably going to be active at some point as well. So make sure you guys are all subscribed to my brothers, man. Andy didn't make it today. I was looking forward to playing the Demon Time. But he on some goofy shit. Nah, he's living his life, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, there we go, Van City. Conklin.
It's my new porn name, guys.
With that being said, man, shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure you wipe them feet on the way out. Hit that subscribe button. Also, shout out to Raid Kingdom on the way out. Appreciate you on the donation. Everybody have a wonderful night, man. And I'll be back again, like I said, tomorrow. Love y'all. We outro. One.
Doses.